I built a fully working file upload application where you can upload files, store them permanently, download them again, and delete them, using Laravel and VueJS with CRUD as the mechanism. All done within 6 minutes. To get started, run this command to install your Laravel project. Let that whiz through, and once it's installed, navigate inside the directory. Install Bootstrap with this command, then a separate command for VueJS and Vite. Use PHP Artisan to make your app controller, then PHP Artisan again to make your model and migrations. Once that's done, open up your code in your editor. Go to your Vite config file and add Vue so Vite knows to use it when you run npm build later on. Remove the app CSS as we won't be using it in this demo. In your app.js file, remove the / from Bootstrap, then include a Bootstrap CSS file in your JavaScript file. Import create app from Vue, app, Axios, and attach Axios to your window. Add X requested with. This will bind your cross-site request forgery token to Axios. Then create app and mount it to the page. Now we can create our actual Vue.js application. Add script, import ref, then add an exported default object. In methods, we're going to have 5 placeholder functions. 4 of them will be asynchronous with some parameters. E is event, along with the ID of the file we'll upload. Then set up some default variables available in our state. We'll come back to our methods, but for now, let's go ahead and build our UI. Add template with some divs and Bootstrap classes. A nice title, an input form with type file, and bind it to the upload method we made. A button, which we'll call create, and bind this to the create method as well. Then a table which will display our uploaded files. In the table head, add some columns, file name, read, update, and delete. In the table body, we'll need a Vue for loop. Add file in this files with a key equal to the file ID. Add your columns related to your head with 3 A tag for the read, update, and delete, along with some Bootstrap classes. Then add file ID, file name, and a href to the file ID. Bind the update A tag to the update method. Same for the delete to the destroy, and pass in the event and the file ID. Now we've built most of the UI, we just need to tick off 3 minor things before we can continue. First, create an app blade with some basic HTML and add a div with the ID app. Include Vite and a reference to your app.js file. Second, in your web PHP file, clear the current root and add the following. Make sure these are get roots, these are post roots, and the last one is a delete root. Third and final, create your placeholder methods in your app controller, which the UI links to. Index, load, create, read, date, and destroy. Then in your index method, return Vue app. In your terminal, execute npm run build, and this will construct all your JavaScript files using Vite. Now you can boot up your development environment and see what it looks like. If you don't know how to do this, I have another video to help you on that journey. Currently, it doesn't do anything apart from allowing you to select a file. Let's go and fix that. Back in the app controller, add a use for model file and uploaded file. Then in the load method, add a response and a for each of all the files. Add the ID and the file name as an array to an array in response. Then just return it as JSON. In create, make a new model file and extract out the uploaded file from the request. Check uploaded is an instance of uploaded file, and then assign the uploaded file name, MIME type, and raw binary to the file model. Save it to the database and then just return success true as JSON. Else, throw an error because it failed. As the update method is near identical to the create, copy everything and paste it in the update, and then just delete the first line which creates the model, as we're already passing in the file model in the parameters. In the read method, return a response with the raw file binary plus some custom headers. This will tell the browser what it is. No cache, description as file transfer, type as the MIME type you recorded, the length, which is the total length of the raw binary, the disposition as an attachment with the file name, and finally, transfer encoding as binary. Your last method, destroy, is quite easy. Just add file delete and return the response as success true. Next, head to the migrations we created earlier via PHP Artisan, which is linked to the file model we just used. And add some columns in our database table, file and MIME type as strings, with file as binary. However, Laravel binary only supports standard MySQL blobs, which are limited to 64 kilobytes in file size. To solve this, add a use for DB, so we could add this custom DB statement outside the schema create to get a medium blob which supports 16 megabytes. Back in our app view file, we need to finish off our UI methods to tie it all together. In upload, add this file equals the event target file first index. In load, this files equal in brackets await axios get to the load URL .data outside the brackets. In create, prevent the default event, then make a new variable for the form data, and then append with the file we uploaded. Then make an axios post request in the main URL with the data along with some headers, content type, multi-part form data. Then just run load. This will update our UI with the latest files. Like before, update is near identical to create, so just copy it with a slight change, add on the ID to the URL. In destroy, prevent the default, then axios delete to the main URL with the ID, then load again. Lastly, between setup and methods, add mounted with load. This will cause your page to run the load method every time you refresh your web browser. And you are done with the coding. Execute npm run build one more time, and you'll need to run php artisan migrate, which will update your database. You should see your create files table migration in the list. See my other video on setting up a local environment with a database. And then just head over to your web browser. Click on choose file and hit create. As this demo doesn't clear the last selected, I can click on this again and it will just continue to upload the same file. You can delete it, choose a different file and click update and I'll overwrite it. And finally, click read, which will open up a new tab and download it onto your desktop. And there we have it, a fully working file upload application built in 6 minutes using Laravel and VueJS. If you liked this, like it, share it, and subscribe. Feel free to share your thoughts down in the comment section. Until next time, Ross.